Hi, Jennifer Adams here, and I wanted to do a introduction video to Advent because I know some of you that are joining me for this Advent study. This whole idea of practicing Advent is new for you. And so I wanted to take a few minutes to explain it to you, to give you a little bit of the history of Advent. What exactly is Advent? Why do we do it? Why is it important? And also some very practical stuff because we're going to be talking throughout the study about a wreath and candles. And you might be thinking, what in the world is she talking about? So I wanted to take this introduction to just kind of go over some of these details with you so you can be ready. You can know what we're talking about. You can get your supplies together and be ready to celebrate Advent with us. So what is Advent? Well, I think for a lot of us, and I know I'm a mom of 3 boys still at home. And so when I hear Advent, I think typically my mind kind of just goes to Advent calendar, that thing we use to help our kids count down the days to Christmas. So they're not constantly asking us, when is it? How many more days? They can go look at their Advent calendar. And there are so many different kinds now. They're so fun. And so I think I'm probably not the only one who hears that word Advent and thinks of Advent calendar. But with this study, I am going to take us to it's an ancient church tradition. The earliest mention of Advent we can find is back in the 6th century, where the early church began this tradition, this church practice. And it was a season on the church calendar for the 4 weeks leading up to Christmas. It was just this intentional time of reflecting on what Christmas means, what we're celebrating, this birth of a baby and what that meant for us, what it means for us now, what it meant for them 2,000 years ago when he came. And so that's what Advent is. Advent traditionally starts on the 4th Sunday before Christmas. And so this year, 2021, that is November 28th. And the traditional way to celebrate Advent is to have a wreath with 4 candles, 1 candle for each of those 4 Sundays. And on that first Sunday, you light the first candle. Second Sunday, you light 2 candles. And you see the pattern here. And so by that Sunday before Christmas, you're lighting all 4 candles. Some people will also add a 5th candle in the middle of their wreath. And they will light that candle on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. And we're going to look at those 4 candles. And I want to say something right here at the beginning. And I want you to hear this. Advent is not, I don't want this to become something stressful for you, something where you hear, oh my goodness, I have to get all this stuff together. It has to look amazing. And it just become something that just makes you want to run the other direction, because that's not my heart for you. It is not about all of the details of it. There is lots of grace. The point of Advent in my heart with the study is that we are just taking time each week to stop and reflect on what it is we're celebrating, the reason for the season, if you want to put it that way. And that's my heart. That's what Advent is about. And the wreath and the candles, really, honestly, it's just a tool to help us do that. And so I want to show you, if you're going to go out, if you don't have an Advent wreath and you want to get one, I want to show you my local Hobby Lobby, which is just our mega craft store in my area. Has these Advent wreaths. They're super simple, just a round metal wreath with spot for 4 taper candles. These are $3 because they're always half off at Christmas. So they're $3. And then right next to them, if they have them in stock, they actually sell an Advent candle pack, and it's got the 4 candles in it. And here it is. And you will notice it's 3 purple candles and a pink candle. And we're going to talk about that. I'm going to explain that in the study if you're thinking, why in the world are they colored? But if you are going to a Hobby Lobby or somewhere like that and they don't have a package with all 4 candles together, that's fine. Just go over to the candle section, buy some individual candles. And listen, it doesn't even have to be 3 purple and a pink, because that is traditionally what Advent is. But Advent is one of these things that evolves and changes. It's kind of fluid, like different cultures, different denominations, different churches, they can all celebrate it a little bit differently. They might have different color candles. They might have different themes each week. They might do it a little different, but again, the heart of it is that you're stopping once a week to just stop and reflect on the season, on Jesus, who he is, and what he means to us today. And so I just wanted to show those to you, though, if you want to go get a wreath. And this wreath, if you want to go pick one of these up, you can leave it just like that. You don't have to decorate it and make it all pretty. That might be your thing, and that might just thrill you at the idea, and you need to go for it. But if that is not your thing, that is fine too. In fact, if all you want to do, if you can even just go look around your house, find 4 candles. They can be tapers and little holders. They can be jar candles. I don't even care what color they are. Just get 4 candles, find a spot in your house, set the 4 candles there. That'll be your Advent corner. Again, it's not about the details. And it's not even about, I know I'm going to be talking in the study about doing your Advent candle on a Sunday, but listen, there's grace in that. If your Sundays just don't work for whatever reason, work schedule, family obligations, whatever, you can't stop on a Sunday, get everybody together and do Advent. Do it on Saturday. Do it on Monday. You find the day that works where you can sit down and do it. The important thing, again, I hope you're hearing me on this. The important thing is just that you're stopping and being very intentional about taking time each week to just spend some time with Jesus. And so as we get into the study, what I'm going to do is each week we're going to focus on a different theme. And it'll be the theme for that candle. But also this year for Advent, I'm going to be focusing on a verse in Isaiah. Isaiah 9:6 is a very popular Christmas verse. You've got it on Christmas cards. It might even be hanging on the wall in your house at Christmas time. But this is what it says. Isaiah 9:6 says, "For a child will be born for us. A son will be given to us. And the government will be on his shoulders. He will be named Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Eternal Father, Prince of Peace." And so with this Advent study, I'm going to look at these 4 names of Jesus, these 4 titles of a king. And each week we're going to look at one of those names, and we're going to tie it to the theme for that week. And again, the Advent themes are hope, joy, peace, and love. So each week we're going to look at one theme tied with one name, and we're just going to dig into it a little bit and see, what does that name mean? What does that tell us, not only about Jesus, but what does that mean for me right now, here in 2021? What does that mean for me? And so we're going to talk about that. And then make sure, if you're doing this study, that you're signed up for the study, because I will send out an email each week. It will have a link to the teaching that you can watch, and it will also have all the information, all the details you need to practice Advent that week. So for that week, it will tell you, okay, here's the theme. As you light your candle, this is the theme. Here's some verses you can read. Here are some discussion questions if you're doing it together with friends, family, with kids, whatever. Some questions y'all can talk about related to that theme. I'm even going to give you a Christmas song to listen to as you light the candle. So I'm just going to give you everything you need to make it easy. You've got it all right in front of you, but you need to make sure you're signed up so you get those emails. I will have a link to that sign up in the description below this video. But I just wanted to take this introduction just to give you a little overview of what Advent is and why I think it's so important. And really, it just allows us to slow down. It allows us to slow down and focus on Jesus. And the word Advent, it comes from a Latin word that means the arrival or coming. And Advent is, at Christmas time, of course, we're looking back to the birth of Jesus. That was the first Advent, because the people of God had been waiting for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years for a promised Messiah that was going to come rescue them. And when Jesus came on that starry night in Bethlehem 2,000 years ago, he was the arrival, the advent of that promise. That was the first Advent. And so as we celebrate Advent now, here in 2021, we're looking back at that first Advent. The expectation that the people had, the hope that they had as they waited for that promise to be fulfilled. But we are also looking forward to a second advent when Jesus is coming back for us, when he is going to return again for those that believe in his name. And so we're kind of in this in-between place. We're in between the Advents. And so when we celebrate Advent in these weeks leading up to Christmas, we are remembering the past. We're remembering that first Advent. We are looking forward with anticipation to that second Advent when Jesus is coming back. And I don't know about you, but man, I can't wait for that day. And we're also celebrating the present, the right now, right here, when we are living in this in-between place, but we have the Holy Spirit who is with us, who never leaves us, who walks with us, who guides us. And so that is what Advent is about, remembering the past, looking forward to the future, and celebrating the present. So I can't wait to do Advent with you this holiday season. I know together as we do this and keep our eyes on Jesus and what it meant for him to be born in Bethlehem 2,000 years ago, as we keep our eyes on that, it can transform our holiday season. And so I can't wait to do this with you.